Now, bringing you the very best in New Hampshire-based local music on IPMNation.com and 100.1 The Planet, this is Local Outbreak. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. My name is Matt Connerton from IPMNation.com, and I'm excited about this week's show. So I just sat down and did an interview with the band Time Wolf. Actually, they Skyped into where I was. They couldn't be there physically and get everybody there, but the entire band was on Skype with me. Promoting their brand new single, Fall of Rome. And I love this band. I absolutely love this band. I love their sound. There's a sophistication to it. And just really great guys, too. I really enjoyed speaking with them. And what we're going to do is we're going to open this week's show with my favorite Time Wolf track. It's not the brand new one, although I love the new single, and we will get to that. But I want to open it with this this track that came out a few years ago called Tapestry of Snakes, because this song has been stuck in my head for days. I love this song so much. So we're going to open with that. And then we'll come back and we'll play the new single, Fall of Rome, and then I'll share my interview that I did with the guys talking about the new single and the new album, Observer Bias, and everything they've got going on. It was a great discussion. I really enjoyed it a lot. But let's kick off the show with, again, a little selfish, a little self-indulgent on my part, perhaps. But let's open it up with my favorite song by these guys, at least of what I've heard so far. Here it is. This is Time Wolf, and this is called Tapestry of Snakes.
Lining up like a poppy, never thought just to stop it. Every hope economic, audacious we make our decisions, morals tied up in a bankroll, chasing dollars and cents instead of self-control. All we ever do is collect more and more. Drag it all to a deathbed. mistakes that we've forgotten, photographs you never show. But when the sunset goes down, cheers to a nightmare, our own creation. Holding on to a past you could never let go. Dress your shame in disguise, held up on high by the notion, brainwashed by lifetimes of slogans as we reach for the sun. Violence unborn like a dog, our fall is waiting, our dreams in wax unmade, with the empire failing. When the walls are crashing down, the flags are slowly fading, like a prophecy in waiting. Hubris, take us in your arms. But when the sunset goes down, cheers to a lifestyle of exploitation. Holding on to a past you could never let go. Dress your shame in disguise, held up on high by the notion, brainwashed by lifetimes of slogans as we reach for the sun. Violence on point like a dog, our fall is waiting, our dreams in wax unmade, with the empire failing, with the empire failing. Trophies and your memories are better than what you know you are now. Look at you now. Look at you now. Did we set up this end game? Oh, we know it's so. Watch as we lose our last grace with the undertow. How did we trust our own fate to oblivion? Now we must reap our disgrace when what we have sown. Held up on high by the notion, brainwashed by lifetimes of slogans as we reach for the sun. Balanced on point like a toss, our fall is waiting, our dreams in wax unmade, with the empire held up on high by the notion,
Wow, that is epic. That is the premiere of Fall of Rome from the band Time Wolf. And I think we have the guys on Skype. Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir. We're here.
Awesome.
How's it going, Matt?
Hello. Very, very good.
Howdy, sir.
I'm always relieved when everything works out with Skype when it's multiple people because it doesn't always work out. So, who do we have on the line with us?
Not all at once, gentlemen. Howdy, folks. I'll kind of give the quick introductions around.
Okay.
This is Dan, singer. I'm joined by the entire band here. We have Matt Mattioli, our keyboard player, Christian Brandt, our guitarist, John Lee, our drummer, and Nate Bush, our bassist.
Very good.
Howdy, bud.
Wow, so the gang's all here. That's amazing. I'm always very impressed with that because it's hard to get everybody, with everybody's schedules and whatnot when you've got a bunch of musicians. So this is very cool, guys. I love the track "Fall of Rome," and that's brand new, right, from the new album Observer Bias.
Brand spanking new. Just came out today. Thanks for airing it.
Sounds great. Yeah, I actually I opened the show today at one of your older songs from a couple of years ago, Tapestry of Snakes, which I really love. And whoops, I don't know why my phone was ringing just now. Sorry about that. But I love your sound. You guys got it's big, it's epic, but it's also can you guys talk to me a little bit about the lyrical content, because it's a lot deeper than what you would normally hear. A lot of bands' music, lyrics, they're about love or sex or whatever, right? You guys are definitely going for something a lot deeper, and I notice it's consistent too with your older work too, obviously. And I get a little bit of a vibe of like with Fall of Rome, sort of this idea that and I don't know if this is what you're going for necessarily, but sometimes people say, well, modern civilization, or specifically the United States particularly, it's kind of like, it feels like Rome. It feels like we're falling apart. I don't know if that's what you're going for or not, but I'm really interested to know more about the lyrical content.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I think you kind of hit it on the head there. Lyrically, we try to run the gambit, but, in general, there's enough things going on that are upsetting that you can either scream at the sky or you can scream at something to record and try to get it out that way. So Rome is, I'd call it more a critique on, kind of the whole idea of American exceptionalism. But, I think with any song, there's what it's to us. And then, obviously with art, it's what it is to whoever's listening to it. So it sounds like the message got across. So psyched to hear it. But, I'm always open to hear what other people hear in it.
Yeah. How about, does anybody else want to chime in on that question? Because obviously too, even within the band, it's possible that different band members kind of have a different idea of what it all means, or maybe not. I don't know. You might all be on the same page with it.
Yeah, I'd say we're generally on the same page.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, and that would explain the consistency of the music, because like I said, I checked out some of the older stuff too, and it's all really, really good. It's complex. How does the songwriting process work? Do you all write together? Because I would imagine with a music that is as complex as it is, I can picture a scenario where one person comes in with an idea and maybe it expands from there, because it doesn't sound like the kind of music that, you guys just all get, like punk bands, you all just get together in a room and you find a riff and you kind of work it and see where it goes. This sounds like there's a lot of crafting to the songwriting that happens.
Yeah, definitely. I would say, sometimes it's a process where somebody comes in with a riff and then we kind of jam around with that and play with it and expand upon it. Other times, a lot of times just jamming around with no set idea, good things can come out of that as well.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a mix of those two things. But then also, with this whole album, we did a lot of pre-pro recording, so we were able, to record our kind of first drafts of it and then go back and kind of refine it, change things we didn't like, and really hone in to what we wanted to do.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Where do you record? Because I don't know do you do it yourselves, or because everything sounds so good.
Yeah, we actually did all the tracking for this new album ourselves.
Wow.
I got to take a second to give a shout out to Bob at Some Studios. We were able to rent out his live room, which is the practice space we practice at. And we rented that out to do the drums in.
Yeah.
And then everything else we just tracked individually. I know, if Chris wants to talk about his experience tracking guitars, that's a pretty great story.
Oh yeah, I'm curious to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, so we're old people now, and so my wife was pregnant when we first started this recording journey, and so we kind of got the drums laid down. I think we did the keyboards, and then I was about to start tracking guitars, and my wife went into labor a month and a half early, so threw a big wrench in that. So we had to pivot. The guys, finished tracking the other instruments. And then I recorded my guitars from home with a screaming baby in the corner. So that was fun, but we were able to get it done. So, yeah.
Chris, I have to ask, a month and a half. Wow. Is everything okay? Is the baby okay?
Yeah, no, thanks for asking. No, he came early, but he's doing just great. Shout out to Miles Brandt. He's doing fantastic.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's a relief. But yeah, it's amazing. We do live in a time where there's so many different ways that you can record. And it's impressive listening to something like this because it sounds like it was all done in a multi-million-dollar studio, and the sound that you can get. I mean, obviously you had to, to get that big drum sound, you had to do that in that room. But it's an amazing time with all the different options you have for recording. Is that how you guys have always done it with everything that you've put out?
For the most part, yeah. We tend to track everything ourselves. The older stuff, I believe Tapestry of Snakes was mixed by our friend Steve.
Okay.
Our even older stuff, we tracked and mixed all on our own. And this one, we had a friend of ours, Ryan John, who's a fantastic engineer. We had him do all the mixing for this.
Okay. Yeah. And was there any... was it always a foregone conclusion that you were going to do a full album with Observer Bias? Because, again, we live in a time where there's so many different options, and sometimes people release EPs or they just release one single at a time. But you've got a full 9-song album here, and the songs are they seem to average around 5 minutes. So it's really a full, except maybe the opening the Traveler. But it seems like it's, that's a big commitment, doing a full album with all this music. Was there ever any consideration of doing something shorter, or did you guys all decide, you were really committed to putting out a full album?
I think that, we always kind of start off by saying, hey, we're going to make a couple songs, see how it jives together. But I think we really wanted to do something different than what we've always done and make a full album. We took a wide range of influences. I think somebody that we know compared us to Dream Theater, Journey, and Rush having a baby.
Rush, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's fun to hear that kind of feedback. For myself in playing on the keys, I have a lot of video game influence that I like to put in there. I took a lot of inspiration from Chrono Trigger in the opener.
Yeah.
So kind of a nerd, but is what it is. They kind of coincide sometimes. We really wanted to do a full album and really do something different and make it sound great together.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, to that point, our previous releases, Tapestry of Snakes, Walking Giant, we had done a list of, singles releases that we were kind of dropping throughout the years, and we were just, kind of tired of doing that format. We really wanted to do a full length and commit to that process. And
yeah,
it was a long process, but definitely worth it.
Is there any kind of a theme with Observer Bias? Is there a theme that runs through the songs, or are they all kind of just individual in terms of lyrical content?
I'll let Dan take that one.
Yeah. So, kind of the thing that drives, a lot of my lyrics is kind of what makes people tick or what makes them do what they do. So that's kind of the common thread. But I think, the more fun thing for us is kind of the musical threads too. There's little bits that, best experienced from front to back. We've kind of laid this thing out so So there's little Easter eggs and bits that'll get you, on track 1, and then come back maybe in track 5, and then close it out. So, yeah, it's a bunch of kind of vignettes, but I think that's kind of the broader picture behind them.
And do you guys play out a lot? Do you play a lot of shows?
Oh, not in some time, but we're looking to fix that. It's, I think like a lot of bands, we went through the pandemic and kind of got used to being focused on our work. But, now things are open back up. Music scenes are recovering. I think the spring is going to be busy for us. We got a couple exciting things we're going to be announcing real soon. But for a while, it's been this. It's been focused on the album and kind of getting this thing off the ground. And now that it's here, we can reap its benefits.
Yeah, absolutely.
We actually did some live stream performances. So we didn't have an audience, but we had kind of like a live YouTube channel that was hosting us. We were playing for people at home, right at the beginning of the pandemic. So we did that a couple times, one in our practice space and another time in like a fully rigged live setup without an audience. So it was really weird, but we were all wearing masks and stuff, playing our instruments, but it was a fun experience.
Oh, that's cool. The full and the full band.
Oh yeah. It was a full band.
And let me tell you, playing drums in a mask is not fun.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The sweat really translates to the video. You can see it.
Are those still available? Are those still up on YouTube if people want to go check them out?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Along with some previous older performances from like the Middle East and stuff.
Oh, very good. So when you guys play out, do you do anything special as far as a stage show? Because obviously what you're doing, it seems like this music would lend itself to something kind of dramatic. And I mean, I don't know. Do you do that, or have you done that yet? Or do you just kind of go and just play the songs straight?
I think the drama is us trying to fit on a stage.
Yeah.
Right? We got a lot of gear, so that's magic trick number 1. I think we try to put some energy into the show and make it something fun to watch. No pyrotechnics or anything like that, but it's more about the feeling, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, we able to talk about that coming up, or no? Could somebody answer that? No? Okay. Gotcha.
You guys,
never mind.
No worries. Exciting show news coming up soon, but not unfortunately broken yet. So
gotcha.
For anybody interested, stay tuned. We hopefully got some great things coming up. I'd say probably in the next few weeks. So
excellent, very cool. And
teasers.
I'm curious too. Any special meaning for the name Observer Bias? Is there any particular meaning to that?
It really just kind of describes, as everybody goes through the world, they're kind of viewing it through their own bias. And that's, like you said, with the running theme of, with songs like Fall of Rome, where you have the, kind of, economic and political type themes going on. People tend to view those issues with their own biases, and we hope people would realize that.
Yeah. We talk about that actually a lot on this program, that kind of thing. So I like that. I like that a lot. And I agree with what you say. I wish people would realize that more too. So many of just the way we look at things ideologically, politically, and other ways too. So much of it is just based on our own lived experiences and a lack of ability to see things from other people's perspectives and to empathize with other perspectives. And we do all carry some of that observer bias and should be more self-aware of that. And I think that's I like that. I think that's really cool.
You hit it right on the head.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We all have our own lens.
Yep, exactly. Guys, anything else you want us to know about the new single Fall of Rome, which we love? It's getting a big response in the chat room. And anything else you want us to know about the album and about, and definitely please tell us where people should go to keep up with everything you've got going on. You know, I know you got a show coming up that you said you can't talk about yet, but anything that you want people to know about that we didn't mention yet before we let you go.
Yeah. So again, this is the big release day, but as of I think it was midnight last night, this became available, the whole album, on all of the major music platforms: Apple Music, Bandcamp, Spotify, SoundCloud. I think there's a couple obscure European music servers that it's available on. It's wild what releasing music in 2023 looks like. But we all had kind of a smiling like idiots moment when, you can ask your smart speaker to play Time Wolf Observer Bias and it'll pop right up. So check us out. Whatever your preferred platform is, you'll find us there.
Very cool. Yeah. That is a cool feeling when you can tell Siri or just play this and it comes up. And congratulations, guys. Like I said, I think this is great. And I'm going to let you go in a moment, but before I do, I just want to ask you too, do you have a song? Because I do have the album pulled up. I'd like to play another track after I let you go to close out the segment, but I'd like for you guys, do you have I don't know if there's something you have in mind for a second single in the future or just a particular song that you think would be appropriate, but I do want to play one more and I'd like for you guys to choose.
Oh, what do you guys think?
That's a good question.
Time Compression?
Either Time Compression or Masquerade would be my choice.
Those would be my choices
Masquerade
as well. Yeah.
We're at a deadlock.
So
See,
time
time
compression. Yeah. So time compression works well with the intro together. So
Okay.
I would say if you wanted like a standalone track, Masquerade would be good.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, cool. So that's what I'll go with. I'll go with Masquerade. Okay. So I'm going to play that in a moment, but I'll let you guys go. Guys, thank you so much. Jenny and I both, and I think a lot of our listeners too, I can see you getting a lot of love in the chat room. Big fans, and I'm really glad to have you on the show today, and love the music, love what you're doing. It's sophisticated, it's very smart, it's interesting. I like the complexity of not only the music but also the lyrics. I think it's amazing. So congratulations on the new album and everything that you've got going on. And thank you so much for being with us today. This has been a real pleasure to talk to you guys.
Awesome,
Thank
man.
you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you very much.
Honor to be here.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
thank you for having us on. Really appreciate you promoting local music as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Oh, glad to do it. Absolutely. All right, guys, we'll let you go. Thank you so much. Take care.
Feel the fingertips of a ghost, they will lead you astray. Can you sense there is something there, following not far behind you? Or was it only the waltz into the gates of hell. Let me be a dapper horse in this black masquerade. The damned are calling, come on and join our carnival. Swinging like a fine chandelier, wrapped in black and so debonair. Let me lead, there's nothing to fear. With signs in hand, we'll cut through the air. So enticing as we dance through the promenade. Feel the flames below, decadent as we celebrate. So enticing as we dance through the promenade. Feel the flames below, decadent as we celebrate. All naked ones invited, gather wretched souls in revelry. Your invitation's waiting. Won't you join our party? God help you, it's never ending. When the spirit comes alive in that unholy square, music lures you back to ecstasy. Yeah, while beating drums into the night, we'll dance to despair. Morning comes our only enemy. While beating drums into the night, we'll dance to despair. Morning comes our only enemy.
This is Local Outbreak on IPM Nation and 100.1 The Planet. Matt Connerton here with you from IPMNation.com. And this week we are featuring the band Time Wolf. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with those guys. That was really nice. Learned a lot about them and about the band and their approach to their music. Big fan. And I think what we'll do next is I want to play some more from their brand new album, Observer Bias. And as we were talking, they were a little bit torn about what they wanted to play next, and they settled on Masquerade. But I think we'll go ahead and play the other track that they were talking about, which is called Time Compression. But they mentioned, so the album opens with a short track called The Traveler, and then that goes into Time Compression. So The Traveler is the intro, and then it goes into Time Compression. So I think we'll go ahead and do those. I mean, we have the time. Let's just go ahead and play those now. Since we ended up going with Masquerade, that was the decision. I'm curious to hear these, and I bet you probably are too. So here we go. So this is The Traveler and Time Compression from the band Time Wolf, up next on this week's Local Outbreak.
again. Just to rewind and reset again, only to relive her fatal end. Time compression ad infinitum, cyclical to how it all began. Cyclical to how it all began. Cyclical to how it all began. Every turn now, just reset again. Catastrophic and Shakespearean. Time compression ad infinitum. Repetition sets the scene again. Repetition sets the scene again. Repetition sets the scene again.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining me this week on Local Outbreak. And in just a moment, we're going to play one more track from our featured artist this week, the band Time Wolf, and their brand new album, Observer Bias, which is really, really good. And I enjoyed talking with those guys as well. Of course, if you missed any part of it, we do archive all the shows at ipmnation.com/local outbreak. They are free to stream and or download. ipmnation.com/local outbreak. And all the contact info for the show is there too. All the information about the show. And we also put them up on the IPM Nation YouTube channel, so you can get them there, since that's where a lot of people get their content. And of course, don't forget my website, mattconnerton.com. And thank you, as always, so much to everyone who supports local music, everyone active in the scene, and of course to 100.1 The Planet for continuing to be such a great partner on the FM dial in terms of promoting and really valuing local music. And it's such a privilege to be a part of that. So I appreciate that as well. And we're going to close out this week's Local Outbreak with one more track from the new Time Wolf release, Observer Bias. And this is a track called Gravity, another great song from these guys. I love them so much. Thank you. Here it is to close out this week's Local Outbreak, Gravity from Time Wolf.
Racing down the highway after midnight. say